Hi everyone. Our today's video is focused on the deepfake technology. You might have heard in the news that the videos of Alia Bhatt or Rashmika Mandana have been objectionable. But what are the legal provisions available to them to address their grievances? We are going to talk about that. So currently in the country, there is no particular law which directly deals with deepfake technology. However, there are certain provisions in the law which can be attracted when such a video comes out. And these celebrities, or in general, any common person, when they suffer any violation of their legal right, can approach the court in that regard. So under the Information Technology Act 2000, there is section 66D. This section talks about punishment for cheating by personation by using computer resource. What does that mean? It means that if any person is using his computer resource in a way that he turns his identity into some other person and then violates the right of that person, then that person will be punished for impersonation. And in such a case, he may be punished by a imprisonment of 3 years or may be liable for a fine of 1 lakh rupees. The second provision under Information Technology Act is section 66E, which talks about punishment for violation of privacy. This section says that whoever intentionally or knowingly captures, publishes, or transmits the image of a private area of any person without his or her consent under circumstances violating the privacy of that person will be punished. Which means clicking any picture of any person, capturing it, or putting it online, which means publishing it, or transmitting it, which means sharing that image of any person without the consent of that person, will lead to violation of their privacy, and that this accused will be punished with an imprisonment of 3 years and with a fine of 2 lakh rupees. So these are the two major provisions under Information Technology Act 2000. So apart from the IT Act, there is Indian Penal Code. Under Indian Penal Code, section 499 and section 500 can also be attracted. These provisions talk about defamation. So defamation is basically when any person, by publishing any statement or by visible representation, which means by making a painting or by a song or by any sign, does any act in a manner of affecting the reputation of the other person, then section 499 and section 500 can be attracted. So in the case of deepfake technology, if any deepfake video of any person in a manner is made that affects their reputation in the society, then these two provisions under Indian Penal Code can also be attracted. In addition to Indian Penal Code, there is Copyright Act, which can also be attracted in the case of deepfake technology. So for example, if any person has made a video which is his creation over which the person gets the copyright, and any other person, B, supposedly makes a distorted video of this particular video by person A, then the Copyright Act can be attracted. And section 51 of the Copyright Act, which talks about the infringement of copyright, will come into picture, and the person A will get some compensation in that regard. While the government is playing its role as the users of all these websites, it is also our responsibility to use the digital world in a very responsible manner. So keep it safe, be safe, and do not share anything without applying your mind, and report whenever it is required. In furtherance to the things that have happened recently in the country, in the case of Rashmika Mandanna and Alia Bhatt, the government has come out with the advisory under Information Technology Rules 2021. So the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has issued an advisory to all the intermediaries which host such content. For example, the Facebook has such content, the YouTube has such content. So the advisory is issued to these intermediaries that if any person is reporting against any content which is affecting his rights or her rights, then the intermediaries are required to remove that content within 36 hours. And if they fail to do so, then they might lose out the benefits that they accrue under Section 79 of Information Technology Act, which means that the safe harbor principle which is provided to these intermediaries, i.e., whatever content is available to the website is not responsible for the content. But in the case of deepfake technology, if such content is affecting the rights of any person, then within 36 hours of the reporting, Facebook or YouTube is required to remove that content from that website so as to preserve the privacy of the person, their reputation, and various other rights of the persons. So these are the current laws which are available to Alia Bhatt or Rashmika Mandanna or to any common person who might deal with the problem of deepfake technology. In addition to that, our government is also coming up with Digital India Act in the coming days, where they are planning to bring a particular law to deal with such instances of deepfake technology or any artificial intelligence related hazard that might come into future. So we need to wait and watch how the government will bring such laws. So for now, these are the provisions which are available under the law to safeguard the rights of people on the digital websites. That's all for today.